Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of the Forex Market Preview. Now, some of you, I'm going to get right to it. This is going to be a short video because we've got the Technical Trader Workshop that starts tomorrow, and a lot of you guys are coming in for that. So if you're getting this, if you haven't regularly signed up for the Forex Market Preview, I've decided to include you on this anyway, so I apologize. I don't mean to send you guys emails for stuff you didn't ask for, but this is going to give you, some good insights into kind of what we do. And again, it's just more good content. It's more free stuff and free training for you guys that will help you, get more out of the time next week that you're going to have in the live room. So I appreciate you guys being kind to me on that and letting me go ahead and show you this video. And for all of you guys who are back again, thank you guys so much for returning. This is going to be a short video, partly because I have been kind of out of the loop this weekend, and partly because and the ending part of last week because of the workshop and everything that we're looking to do, and partly because I'm not real happy with what I'm seeing here in the market. But I want to run through a couple of things and just show you what could potentially happen here. And I thought I would just start out with the Euro USD here. We're sitting on the Euro USD right now. I've got this on a 30-minute chart. Let's go ahead and bump it to a daily and start breaking it down. Now, if you remember from last week, we did talk about some potential support coming in right here around this 618-127 extension, and this the market completely ignored. It took us a couple of days to drop down, but once we did, we blew right through it. Now, if I go down to the 4-hour chart, you're going to see that there was actually no point at which the market gave any indication that it intended to reverse. There was a mere pause right here at this candle where the market held that 618-127 extension, but then immediately after that blew right through and now is sitting down here around this 786 1618 extension. If I collapse this chart up a little bit, and I apologize for not being back on e-signal, guys. For some reason, my Windows Parallels decided to take a kaputz on me today, so we're going to work off of the TD Ameritrade platform, which is fine. It's a good platform. If we look at this, there's actually no real advanced pattern here. All I was doing was taking the leg here of this move, this what we would consider an anchor leg here, and looking at the initial retracement. And we were looking at a potential 618 here. Now, dropping all the way down into that 786, market appears to be holding. However, there's no real clear indication of where this market wants to go. We've already come out of extremely an oversold condition. We have come through this support level we were watching. So what I'm going to be looking for this week is a rally back up into those 32.78s. I did not get a chance for a buying opportunity here at 132.71s like we talked about last week. But hey, now the market's kind of double bottomed here. Chance that we may see a pop back up into 132.80s, even as high as 133.27s. Reason being is you've got the previous structure level here that the market may find its way into. But again, the key structure level that you're going to be watching on this is these previous swing highs here. So for a trend continuation trade, rally back up into that zone, stops above the swing highs here, and then we'll be looking for a projection down into, look left again, structure leaves clues, the support levels down here around 130 even. Now 130 even is kind of going to be the test. It's kind of the watermark here. You can see the resistance levels, you can see the support level that came in here at 130s, and even back here you've got the support level here. If 130s is going to be a key level that we're going to want to be watching, because there's going to be nice counter trend trading opportunities around there most likely, and it's going to determine are we breaking trend? Because as you see here, if I bring my drawing tool in, we've been in a nice steady upward trend. Boom. And now it appears as though we're breaking that trend line down into what could be 130s. If that ends up happening, and we do see 130s, this is going to determine whether the overall trend, because this is the previous support level, and this is what a lot of people don't realize. They look at these trend lines. They say trend. Oh, trend was broken. Trend was broken right there off of the trend line. And yes, technically that is true, that it was violated. But what people don't consider is the last support level, the last major support levels right here. The last support level is at 130. So if we press all the way down, we can violate this trend line, come down into 130, rally back up, and we still have not broken the underlying trend technically. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you guys. If not, show up next week. We'll be talking more about it. So that's the idea on the euro, basically a trend continuation play off this. Japanese yen, we talked last week about the potential setups here for counter trend opportunities on and talked about options last week. Well, the market has gone nowhere, and we have really settled in here between a couple of levels. First one being this 130.45s level, and the other lows being this 132.69s. So we're in between kind of these two levels here, but that's not really what's causing me some concern. If we violate 134.50s, basically, I'm sorry, 134s. If we violate 94.50s here, then that's going to trigger a whole bunch of, more than likely another leg higher. If we go lower, then if we break lower, then there's a good chance that we're going to see a nice correction out of this. What's giving me a little bit of cause for concern is the fact that let's go down to a 4-hour. Maybe I can see it better on the 4-hour chart. Is we got a little bit of this action happening. We got this little pendant forming, and we talked last week about counter trend opportunities here. Well, with the pendant forming here, and back out to the daily chart now, with this pendant forming after this long up move, the appropriate thing for the market to do here is to break out to the high side. Now, whether or not it will do that, I don't know, but I want to be very, very cautious of the short positions here, just because of now it's no longer a channel like this with a high and a low. It's now actually forming a little bit of a pendant here that's going to give me a little bit of caution as I look at, long positions or short positions. Again, the technicals are going to play themselves out, and it's very, very difficult when you're doing this analysis on a weekly basis ahead of the market because things can change so rapidly. But if we break out and we break out to the downside here and this market goes lower, let me just grab my tool again. If we go lower here, and this is an if-then, so okay, I guess it's an if-and. If the market breaks down and we we close below these previous lows, that's going to be a very good indication that this market is set for a correction. If we don't do that, if the market breaks out, we may come down here, get a really long wicked candle that comes all the way back up here. That's more than likely a false breakout, and we've built some momentum now, and now the market's looking at a leg higher. So a couple of things there for you to watch into next week on that trade. On that same note, Aussie dollar here, looking at this on the daily chart. As I pull this in, you can see the support level that's come in about 101.87 in here. Got a support. Market has put in kind of a double bottom here. We got big bullish divergence coming in on the bottom of the chart here on the RSI. And we saw a nice rally out of this on Friday. So what we're watching here and what I'm going to be paying attention to on the Aussie dollar this week is right here. Okay? This resistance level around 103.70s. And 103.70s is going to be kind of the deciding factor as to whether or not we get into any trend, any continuation of this move higher. If this is the stall point, if this is where we're stopping, let's go down to the 4-hour. The resistance level here, if that's violated, good chance we're going higher. Now, if we go lower, I'm not as excited about that because if I go out to my daily chart here, I'm looking at another support level right about here. Okay? So market could very well on this 4-hour chart break down below this support level. See how the market double bottom there is the same thing we're seeing on the daily chart. It could very well break through this support level, come right down into 106.87s or 106.86 or 10. I'm all broken up, 101.86, and could rally right off of that. So I would need to see a violation of 101.87s here before looking at a potential move lower. But if the market will come up here and break structure to the upside at 103.67s, well, that's going to be a nice potential move higher, and we'll look for potential reversal signal there. So this would also be a great play for those of you who are 2618 traders, because you do have a technical double bottom here. And if that's violated, come here, sucker. If that's violated, then we could be looking for a nice 618 correction back down into that support, that resistance level. So be eyeing that as well. So there's a couple of trades that we've got set up. I don't really have anything on Euro Aussie that I was going to show you guys, but I just want to. This is going to be a quick video, like I said, because I want to get it out to you, and I've got a lot of other things that I've got to have prepared for you guys tomorrow when you come into the room. But we are starting promptly at 7 tomorrow, and if for some reason you have yet to register for it, and you're like, "What? I totally missed that. I didn't. You guys doing something next week? I don't really know." I've included a link in the email that I sent you for this training. So if for some reason you haven't yet registered for the event, this is really your last chance, because I will not be sending out emails anymore about it until, at least I don't think we have any planned. I don't have to check with Darren on that. But I don't plan to be sending out any emails over the course of next week to people who have not registered. So make sure you do that. Link is in your email at the very bottom of the email. So till next time, guys, good luck and good trading. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Talk to you soon.